Hey everyone, today I'll be transforming this plain white t-shirt into a super cute crop top, so let's just get on with the video. So this is a shirt that I already made for the Zara Larsson concert. I wanted to show another example where I accessorized it, made it look really cute with spray paint and different types of glitter, gemstones, and a cute font. If you want to see a photo of this, of me wearing it, it's on my Instagram. Link is in the description. And basically, what I'm doing now is I'm using this t shirt as a reference just to make this process a lot quicker for me. If you don't have a t shirt to use as a reference, you can just wear the shirt and mark the points with just a pencil to see where you want to cut it and then add half an inch seam allowance. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm adding half an inch seam allowance to the sleeves and I'm finding the point where I need to cut to make the torso a little more fitted since it's a little baggy right now. And that's what I'm sewing on. I'm following that little where I put the needles, I'm following that area and I'm just sewing along on the t-shirt, and this is inside out. Make sure your t-shirt is inside out so that when you flip it and you wear it the right way, you don't see any excess fabric. Also, make sure that this is in a zigzag stitch, which is what I'm doing because it's a little bit of a stretchy fabric, so you don't want the seams to rip when you end up wearing it. Now I went back to my t-shirt and I'm marking the point where I want to cut the t-shirt so that when I hem it, it's not too short. So I'm adding that half an inch seam allowance, maybe even a little more. And then I was a little worried that the sleeves would be a little too short. So I added a little extra, which ended up being I believe, like 3/4 seam allowance, just because I didn't want the sleeves to end up being too short. And this was a really good choice for me to do because it ended up being exactly how I wanted it. And then I just cut off the excess, so now I'm ready to go on the overlock machine to serge off the edges. This step is not necessary, but it's recommended if you do have a serger slash overlock machine, whatever it's called. And I'm just serging off the edges of the torso area and the sleeves. If you don't have one, like I said, you don't really need it. You can still make a shirt. Just make sure to hem it nicely so that it doesn't end up like fraying or there's no like frayed edges underneath inside the shirt. Now I'm back on the sewing machine and I folded the sleeves half an inch in and I just added needles to keep it secure. And right now the shirt is right side out, not like inside out, so that I'm just sewing it with inside and just I'm using the same zigzag stitch and I'm doing the same process for the other sleeve and the bottom of the shirt. how the shirt looks now, cropped and adjusted, but now it's a little plain, so let's add a font and some gemstones because glitter and gemstones makes everything better. So right now I'm just on my laptop on the Cricut app, just using this font that I already made beforehand. Really easy, just put a word, a text, and then I used this cursive font because I really like it. It's really cute. And right now I'm just cutting the vinyl to be the right size for the text. And then I'm just going to put it down on the board and put it into the Cricut and it'll do all the hard work for us. I think I briefly mentioned this, but this top is for my AP portfolio, specifically my AP fashion portfolio. And the reason why I chose Angel as the text is because this top is actually inspired by Bratz, one of my favorite TV shows. So cute, so iconic. It's just so camp overall. And I just wanted to use Angel because it's a reference to one of the characters named Chloe, whose nickname is Angel. And I thought this was like a subtle way to reference her because people who don't know the Bratz show won't think much about the text, but those who do will understand the reference. So that's what I really like about this is that it's subtle, but it's also very visible. And I'll also be making a pair of pants for this top, which you'll get to see the full outfit on my Instagram. If you check that out, you'll see a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. I already made a hat for this that I crocheted. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film that because I made that piece last year around October actually. So, unfortunately, I don't have that filmed, but I did get to make that and it turned out really cute. So, just wait a little longer and you'll see the final result. It's super cute. I love it. Now that the Cricut machine already cut everything out, I have to peel out the excess layer. And this part was really tedious because for some reason the vinyl was not like holding on on the clear section. So the first time I did it, I peeled it and nothing like sticked. So I'm just being very careful. This is why this whole video is like in 2, 3 times speed, maybe even more, because it took a while. And if you don't have a Cricut machine, you could literally do whatever you want with your t-shirt. It's all up to you and your personal style. You could spray paint it like what I did for the Zara Larson one. You can just only gemstone it. You can use fabric paint. Literally, the options are endless. So just have fun with it. Go crazy. It's such a fun process. When I was making these pieces, I was just watching shows. And I just highly recommend doing this at least once, trying it out once instead of always being on social media and just endlessly scrolling. This is something that you can later be proud of and wear and show it off to everyone, that you made it. So I recommend trying it just once at least. It's really fun and it's just a fun way to make use of your time. Now I'm just ironing on the text onto my t-shirt. And this is like a specific iron you use for the Cricut. It's not necessary. You can use a regular iron. But this one's like so cute and tiny and it like fits perfectly. And also I taped on the text because it wasn't lying flat down. And I was just being very careful not to like burn the tape onto the shirt as well. That's why the smaller one just makes it easier. But again, not necessary. The last step is to glue all the gemstones. First, I traced out the stars very lightly, and then I'm gluing each gemstones individually onto the t-shirt. And this process took so long that one star took me 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes, girl, way too long. I didn't even get to film the rest of the stars being glued because my phone ran out of storage. But it was all worth it because It turned out so pretty. Here's the final product. Doesn't it look so good? Like, so proud of it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you in the next one.